Hey, I'm Geeky Pastimes, and today I've got all the news for you of The Haunting that is coming to Black Ops Cold War and Warzone tomorrow. Of course, I'm going to be streaming this as soon as it goes live, so 6 PM British time tomorrow, twitch.tv/Geeky Pastimes. We're going to be playing some Warzone, the new Ghost of Verdansk mode. We might hop on to play some of the new multiplayer modes. We might play some of the zombie stuff. We'll have a blast of all of that stuff, so make sure you check me out, follow me on Twitch, and then you'll get notified as soon as I go live. So in this video, I just want to break down what exactly we're getting over the next few days and weeks with The Haunting. That it's a new event coming to Warzone, but obviously it's super similar to the Haunting of Verdansk that we had last year, and that was a massive success, so I can understand why they wouldn't want to change it. If we start off with some of the things that aren't connected to Warzone, in multiplayer we're going to get a new version of Nuketown Halloween, where it's got some spooky stuff going on it, you know, pumpkins and things like that. Looks kind of cool. We're getting some, you know, fun modes like Infected and a Halloween version of Prop Hunts. There's going to be loads of Halloween props everywhere. That seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Care packages and now scare packages look a little bit different. Then there's a new mode, and this is the thing I'm most excited about for multiplayer. We've got Scream Deathmatch, and this is kind of like Infected, but instead of having a couple of zombies against loads of people who are all tooled up, instead you've got a couple of the Ghostface killers from Scream, and they're up against a team of normal players, but the normal players don't have weapons, they don't have guns, so it sounds like they've just got to hide. You kind of got a hide and seek thing going on, and then I'm guessing as the Scream killers go and kill all of them, then they get more and more and more of them until there's only a couple of players left. That sounds like it's a lot of fun. That should be pretty cool. Now in zombies, they've added Hallows Eve Outbreak, so a new version of Outbreak, and this sounds a bit more involved than I expected. It's a bit weird. You trying to survive for 10 minutes until exfil comes, and every 2 minutes the difficulty is going to get a lot harder. Then there's some other challenging things. You've got an order coming to try and fight you. It sounds like it's going to be really, really tough. That's what they're making it sound like on the blog, so hopefully that's going to be loads of fun. Then they've also got some, it says some Halloween updates on the round-based maps. I think there's going to be some of those scare packages appearing on the map to try and give you some loot and things like that. Now, there's going to be some new weapons, like there's events as per usual, so like there'll be some little challenges to do. I think there's 9 in Warzone, 9 in Black Ops Cold War, and then if you complete those, you're going to get the Lapper, which is one of the new guns. The first time they've done a ranged gun as an event reward, and then later in the season you're also going to be able to get the Hammer and Sickle. There's also a bunch of new skins, so available to buy when all of this goes live is the Scream figure. That's not a skin for an existing character, that's a new operator, so they'll have their own voice lines and everything like that. That's pretty cool, I like that. Then I don't think it's coming at launch, but a little bit later for the Donnie Darko anniversary, they've got the rabbit suit. Now the really, really cool thing about that, is he called Frank? I think he's called Frank. The rabbit suit guy from Donnie Darko, his execution is actually the plane engine from Donnie Darko coming and landing on someone, which is absolutely insane. I really can't wait to see how that works, especially because normally when you get something cool in an execution, when you're in the lobby, you can see it behind you, like the RCXD or the Komodo Dragon or the bats or things like that. Are we going to have like a plane engine following you somehow? I've got no idea how that's going to work, but it seems pretty cool. Then there's also the Necro Queen and Disciple of Mayhem skins that look pretty cool. And then also, if you pre-order Vanguard, you get the Ghost of War skin, which has like a skull head. That looks really cool. Can imagine loads of people are going to be using that. So all the skins and stuff, that seems pretty cool. Now, obviously, the main thing, the big thing that I'm interested in is Ghosts of Verdansk, which is the new mode coming to Warzone. Now, this obviously, like I said earlier, is a little bit like the Haunting of Verdansk that we had before. It's not massively different, but there are a few twists on it, and there's a few upgrades, and there's a few things that might make it a little bit more interesting. So instead of when you die, you become a zombie, which is what we had before, we've got ghosts instead this time, and the ghosts have some new abilities. So they still have the crazy jump, which was one of the most fun things about being a zombie in the Haunting of Verdansk, was that insane jump where you could like leap over, you know, entire buildings, to be honest, but you could get across the map super quickly using that. They're also going to have a teleport. So they have a teleport that has a slower cooldown especially, but it lets them teleport a really short distance. So if you're trying to close in on someone who's maybe shooting at you, you can teleport closer to them, might throw their aim off a little bit, something like that, which seems pretty cool. You can even teleport right through people and then appear behind them, which sounds awesome. There's also a Spectral Blast, which is like the EMP style attack, so that will slow down operators and disable vehicles. I think zombies had something really similar to that. Now, in terms of dealing damage, it says ghosts can only swipe at their operators until they're dead, so they only have melee, but obviously if everyone who dies is becoming a ghost, eventually there's going to be loads of ghosts, which is going to make them quite dangerous, just like the zombies were in Haunting of Verdansk. By the end of the match, it got absolutely crazy. When someone gets killed, an operator gets killed by a ghost, they will drop a soul, and if a ghost manages to pick up 3 souls, then they spawn back in as an operator. That's their way of dropping back in instead of having the gulag. Now, when you were zombies before in Haunting of Verdansk, it was actually quite easy to get back like this, because you could go through the gas, which the normal players couldn't, and often people wouldn't bother picking up the sort of vials I think you needed last year, so it might be quite an easy way of getting back, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Now, there is another way a ghost can come back, and I really like this. If they perform a finishing move on one of the operators, then that results in automatic respawn. So if you can sneak up, maybe use the teleport and stuff to get behind an operator and then execute them and complete the finishing move, you will respawn, which is awesome. Now, one of the other new features in this is Sacred Ground, and this is something that's going to be added to the map. There's going to be like a blue circle and a beam of light, so you'll be able to see it from a long way away, and there's going to be an icon on the minimap, and these are areas that will be inadmissible to ghosts. Ghosts won't be able to cross over into it, which is cool. But if they throw themselves at it, they can eventually destroy it. So the Sacred Ground will be like a safe area for a while, but if enough ghosts attack it, eventually it will be destroyed. Then there's another new mechanic on top of that. They're really spoiling us with this. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Haunting. So there's also a new meter called Fear. So this is going to be near your health meter, and it ranges from 0 to 100 points. When you start the match, you have 0 points of fear. If your fear meter gets up to 50%, and it might rise by doing things like getting shot at, getting hit by enemy equipment, there being enemy kill streaks about, so you know, cluster strikes, stuff like that. If you're standing still for too long, so if you're camping, because they're saying that's cowardice, that's making you scared, or if you see dead bodies, or if you see ghosts, or if you have your squad mates downed or eliminated, any of those things will raise your fear. And if it gets to 50%, you're going to start seeing hallucinations, which is pretty cool. So there's going to be some weird stuff going on. And then if you get past that and hallucinations don't put you off too much and get you killed, then you're going to hear a little bit of music and some heavy breathing. That means the hallucinations are over and your fear level will drop a little bit. If your meter gets to 100%, it just says, that's up for you to find out. So something crazy is going to be happening when you get to 100%. So I think the first thing I'm going to be doing on stream is trying to get as scared as possible. Maybe I'll just go camp in a corner and wait until my fear level gets to 100% to go see what's going to happen, because that sounds absolutely awesome. You can also reduce your fear by killing other players or ghosts, reviving squad mates, completing contracts, or hanging around in Sacred Ground. All of those things will reduce it. So this event sounds absolutely awesome. There's so much going on in this, so many new features. We've got new mode in Warzone, new mode in Zombies, new mode in multiplayer. This seems absolutely incredible. So like I said, it's going to go live at 6 PM tomorrow, so that's Tuesday, UK time at 6 PM. I'll be streaming at twitch.tv/Geeky Pastimes. Come check it out, come hang out with us. Maybe we might try and get some games going like on a multiplayer, see if we can get private games going with that new screen mode, because that sounds absolutely awesome. It's going to be an absolute blast. So hopefully I'll see you then. Goodbye.